The bill that could lead to the ban of TikTok passes through the U.S. House. We speak with Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rodgers as she goes up against the Chinese-owned company.
This is definitely a win for protecting Americans and protecting our children.
Sunny and warm is the name of the game. We're talking 60s by the weekend.
Plus, the madness is coming to Spokane, how local businesses are gearing up for the NCAA tournament.
That's saying it takes a village. It literally takes a city for this.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. 2 people have been arrested for separately allegedly running over and killing a woman on Highway 2 before driving away from the scene.
KREM 2's Nathan Hyun is live where it happened earlier this morning in Spokane. Nathan, what have you learned?
Mark, Whitney, well, I'm live here just west of Spada Road on Highway 2 in Spokane, and police say the second driver is responsible for the woman's death. And today, 28-year-old Marissa Jolly was the second driver who appeared in court this afternoon. She has been charged with vehicular homicide and driving with a suspended license. According to court documents, Jolly was driving eastbound on Highway 2 after 2:30 this morning when she struck the pedestrian. Police say she drove away from the crash but later called 911 and met with officers. Police say she displayed signs of possible intoxication, but a breathalyzer test showed her below the legal limit. Police later found that her license was suspended, and the suspect's mother was emotional, speaking on her behalf.
She's a good person, made a mistake. She works with autistic adults. She's always worked. And her babies need her. She's a single mom.
Jolly is currently being held on a $50,000 bond. She is set to appear in court for her arraignment on March 26. Police say the first vehicle that hit the woman fled the scene, but police have since found the arrest and arrested the driver of the first vehicle. That person is charged with a hit and run. And as of this moment, we do not know the name of that first driver, and the identity of the woman killed will also be released by the medical examiner at a later time. Live in Spokane, Nathan Hyun, KREM 2 News.
Nathan, thank you. This next story making waves across the country today. The House of Representatives passed a bill that could lead to the ban of the popular social media app TikTok.
That bill gives TikTok about 5 months to separate from its parent company, ByteDance, which is linked to China. Otherwise, the app would be banned. The bill still does need to pass in the Senate. President Biden, though, says he does support the bill and will sign it if it passes.
Among the lawmakers pushing for a ban is Eastern Washington Representative Kathy McMorris Rodgers. She is worried Americans' user data could end up in the hands of the Chinese Communist Party.
KREM 2's Amanda Rowley spoke with McMorris Rodgers today about that legislation. She's joining us now live with more on what she had to say. Amanda?
The TikTok app is used by 170 million Americans. U.S. leaders are concerned that the app's Chinese-based owner could be obligated to hand over all that American user data to the Chinese Communist Party. Now, this bill is a step Representative Kathy McMorris Rodgers says is necessary to protect Americans.
I'm sorry. TikTok gained popularity with its viral dance videos and entertaining influencers.
Car air freshener, and it's supposed to smell like Sol de Janeiro.
But access to the app in the U.S. may become restricted. A bill that just passed the U.S. House threatens banning TikTok if its China-based owner doesn't separate from the Chinese Communist Party. Now, Eastern Washington Representative Kathy McMorris Rodgers says this bill is crucial for national security.
It's not impacting content. It is focused on what we believe is a national security risk because we have these adversaries like China controlling apps.
How can we be sure that separating from ByteDance will make TikTok less of a threat to U.S. data?
Our concern is that this app, TikTok, is ultimately controlled by the Chinese Communist Party. Our intelligence agencies in briefings have told us that they see this as a tool of the Chinese Communist Party because they ultimately control the data of 177 million Americans.
Although this bill had sweeping support in the House, not all lawmakers are on board. Some worry about the impact the potential ban will have on American entrepreneurs who use this platform. I asked the Congresswoman about this.
I understand those concerns and that this has been used by 177 million American users that are on this platform. It's very popular. Our goal is to make sure that we're protecting Americans by having this app divested from ultimately the Chinese Communist Party through ByteDance.
Now, the bill heads to the Senate for a vote. Now, both Washington Senators Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell told me today they recognize the importance and intent behind this bill, but they want to hear from more experts and discuss further proposals before making a decision. Now, we do know President Joe Biden says he will sign it if Congress passes the measure. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. And switching gears now, taking a first look at the forecast with our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo.
And Jeremy, it's looking like it's setting up to climb into the 60s pretty soon. What else can we expect?
That's not happening.
Oh,
Huh.
Oh, well, you wrote that.
I did. I'm kidding. It is happening. I just wanted to see what they would do if I said, oh, that's not happening. You know, sometimes we write things in the teleprompter that other people have to read and then get wrong. When it comes to our overall forecast, Mark and Whitney are right. We are going to warm up in the days to come. Upper 40s today, but today winds up the coldest of the next week ahead. And tomorrow, the coldest of the week ahead if you include tomorrow and then go the week thereafter. Right now, we've got a couple of clouds. Those clear out overnight. And tomorrow, we are even sunnier and even warmer. You're probably going, how is he so sure? I just know these kind of things. No, it's a pronounced weather pattern that brings about a change that is undeniable. It's one that's so pronounced that I've said multiple times this week, this is such a pattern that I would say trust your phone. It cannot get this one wrong. It is that kind of accurate because this is that kind of weather pattern. 51 tomorrow, 57 on Friday, 62 on Saturday, and even warmer come Sunday.
All right, Jeremy, thank you. Washington Governor Jay Inslee signed a bill today updating the state's hate crime law.
That law now includes defacement of public property. This comes after Pride sidewalks were vandalized in Spokane back in September and in October.
State Senator Andy Billig, who is from Spokane, introduced that legislation and gained bipartisan support. So now anyone who commits a hate crime on public property could be charged with a felony and face up to 5 years in jail, along with a $10,000 fine. The Spokane Children's Theater is appealing for help to catch a burglar who broke in and stole hundreds of dollars in equipment.
According to the theater, the man forcibly broke in at around 1:30 early Tuesday morning. The theater says he stole microphones, a laptop, and even props for an upcoming show.
So now they're hoping someone will recognize that suspect and help them get their stolen items returned.
The Children's Theater has a fairly small budget. We do amazing productions on the budget we have, and so to lose anything is a big deal.
Their production of Tuck Everlasting will continue. They still had showings today. If you know any information about the burglary, you are urged to contact Crime Check at that number right there at the bottom of your screen.